to my channel and welcome to another video. Oh, wait. You're so out. As you can see, I am back on the channel with Lebuski, with my baby. If you haven't already checked out our How We Met video, make sure you go and check it out. I'll make sure I link it up above. I don't know, again, never know which side, up, down, and I'll link it in the description box as well. No, because there's a little thing that comes out on the top of the page. Okay, what if you think it's there? No problem. Anyway, listen, hope that you enjoyed the How We Met video. If you haven't watched it already, make sure you check it out, okay? Check it out, leave comments, etc, etc. Anyway, we are back now with a Q&A. Best friend. So, I put on my Instagram that I was doing a Q&A with Ben, who's finally appearing on my channel, and I was just like, listen, send us your questions and we will answer them, okay? So we're gonna try and get through as many of them as possible, so let's just get straight into it. Anyway, so first question, do you want to read them? Yeah, just want you read them.
Ooh, straight in there, yeah, let's go and go in. What is the other's biggest flaw? What is the other's biggest flaw?
You guys go ham with your questions. I want to know what you think, or what is my biggest flaw?
I wouldn't say it's your biggest flaw. There's still a lot for us to find out about each other.
Yeah,
it's 2 years in, or almost 2.5, or heading anyway. Yeah. However, what I would say is one of your biggest flaws when we first started was that Nissy was very defensive. So
really?
there would be situations whereby I may make a comment which, to me, like, it was, you know, the comment where it's not that deep, and Nissy would be like, but I know, but whoa, calm down, settle down, baby, calm down. Yeah. And I remember I had to have a conversation with her, and I was like, babe, when I mention something, I'm not having a go, but you are me and I am you, so anything I see that is off, I will mention. The same way anything that you see is off from me, you will mention, right? So yeah, Nissy was very defensive at the start. You know, it's something that I can't even lie, I'm still working on till this day. Like, we even had a conversation about just yesterday about just me being a bit defensive. Bearing in mind, I hadn't been in an actual proper relationship for a little hot second, so it took a lot of adjusting. There was a lot of that's a whole story for another day. I'm sure you have plenty to talk about my adjusting period in the beginning of our relationship. Yeah. There was a lot of adjusting. I just wasn't used to that. He'd been in a 4-year relationship. I just wasn't used to being in some long-term doing relationship because all the other people relationship, but they don't actually. It takes a skill set, guys. It takes skills and work. I wouldn't call it a flaw. I would call it something that's just a part of her, but there's a reason, and that can always be dealt with, discussed, handled.
Yeah, which is, I think, kind of...
So like yesterday, when you were being defensive, I was cool, I was chilled, I was laughing, I was smiling.
Like, you didn't come back. So that's another thing as well, understanding that how you respond to certain things, don't just be reactive, because he could have easily, like yesterday, he could have easily gone, it could have gone so left, and I know that it would have made me feel some type of way, but you handled it so beautifully. Like, you literally were just like, Nissy, like, understand that I'm not here to, you know, to make you feel bad or to knock you down or whatever it is that you think or is going on in your head.
We're here to work, B.
We're here to work together. So when I'm telling you something, it's only because there's a certain way that I know I have to do things in order for it to be at a certain standard. Just like, you know, he used the example of just like today, we're filming this is my work now. And like that, I would also be like, no, it has to be this way, it has to be that way, it has to, do you know what I mean?
Okay, my flaw.
Okay. What do you guys...
My flaw.
What?
What's my flaw?
Oh, sorry. What is the other person's biggest flaw? I would say, again, it's not really like a flaw. It's something that I just believe that I think you're definitely working on and you've worked on. And things have certainly improved. But not always, I always say it to you. Not always what you say, how you say it. Like I said, Ben, you guys know I love him with all my heart. He's absolutely amazing. He's an amazing man.
You don't need this big speech.
No, but
just
I'm just
drop
saying. We've had to have discussions before where I've had to tell him that it's not, sometimes he delivers things in a very harsh, brutal, yes, it might be honest, but it's just in a bit of like a brutal gunshot to the chest type of way. Like literally, sometimes I feel like ta 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 ta.
It's a bit of like, exaggeration, but alright.
No, but that's how I feel.
No!
Yeah, sometimes, and I think, but do you know, weirdly enough though, that wasn't the case in the beginning. Yeah, the beginning, because the beginning is very like flowery, and
you probably weren't doing stuff that was silly.
Excuse me? What does that mean?
Huh?
I wasn't doing things that were silly. What does that mean?
No, you probably did some. You probably weren't doing stuff to annoy me, and I wasn't doing stuff to annoy you.
But I think, do you know what? Do you not think that over time you become more easily irritated?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You weren't doing,
it just we just.
Or even if we were doing stuff that annoyed each other, we were so like, oh my god,
in that flowery stage that you don't even really, you don't really care.
You don't care.
But after a while, when you've been in a relationship, I can't lie to you, there'll be some days where everything you just breathe.
Can I just chill?
You just breathe in the wrong way, and I'm so annoyed. But yeah, I would say that just sometimes
I just leave me alone. Obviously, I don't say that.
Sometimes I feel the same.
I should just be like, leave me alone.
Wow.
Or let me chill out. It might be a stress elsewhere. You just want to be left alone, innit?
We'll see how we can figure that out. I don't know. Anyway.
Of course it'll be figured out. You better grow some balls and switch your mood up right now. Why are you so confused?
What are you talking about?
If you're in the mood, you're saying we'll see how we can sort it out. And I was like, yeah, we will. Like, you need to get over it.
Oh, get over it?
No, I'm talking about myself. I said grow some balls. And yourself as well.
I'm glad that you said that, because
I'm kind of shade.
Nah, it's not even shade. Yeah.
Well, drop it then.
Okay, fine. Because I feel like we've had this discussion before anyway. We're just having it on camera now.
Yeah.
But I legit, like you said before, you are an emotional person.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get over things way quicker than you do.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah, absolute fact. He could do something to me within 5 minutes. No word of a lie, guys. Okay, I might be a bit aggy. 2 seconds.
No, it's the
charisma.
No, it's the character. It's what I bring to the table.
Nah.
Like, listen, if I annoy Nissy, it's no long thing. It will be patterned real quick.
Yeah, only because I'm quick to be like, forget about it. I'm very quick to be like, okay, it's cool, it's done, whatever. He said sorry, move on. Ben, on the other hand, yeah, you do something, and I'm not just talking about something small, but like something that genuinely like annoys him, or that hurts him, or that whatever. You have a problem for a while,
But I'll say this, and a problem for a while for Nissy might be like a couple of hours, yeah? So a problem
that's
for a
not,
while.
do you know that feels like an eternity when it's someone that you care about?
I'll say this, listen, so when it comes to, I'm an emotional person, Nissy is more emotional than me.
Yeah, 100%.
However, I'm an emotional person. And what I mean by that is, it's not that I'm easily triggered. Yeah, I'm not easily triggered. However, when I am triggered or when I am annoyed, I'm actually annoyed. Do you know what I mean? Because some people might say, oh no, I hate her, she's annoyed me, but it's like, why are you putting up a front? When I'm annoyed, yeah? And especially when it comes to those that I care. If I care about you and I care about what you do, you can annoy me very easily. Understand? And that's what Nissy doesn't annoy me very easy, but I mean, like, if you do something that annoys me, it will actually annoy me for a while. And a while isn't 2 days now, we don't do none of that rubbish, but it will annoy me. But yeah, Nissy's just very quick, 5 minutes and I've won her over, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but him, I can try anything. Did you just say what I just said?
What?
And you're going to cheat on her? Are you mad? You better say God forbid.
God forbid.
You're so annoying. Stop playing with this. You're gonna mess up.
Yeah, true.
Next question. What do you guys love and appreciate about each other? Which is perfect to ask after that.
Lovely. In terms of what I love about Nissy, we looked at was it a book or like a booklet that was talking about what is your love language? Yeah. And mine is
touch.
like mine is touch, affection, quality time. So there are certain things that other people do that me and Nissy don't do, okay, which we'll answer later on. And essentially that means that we have to be intimate in other ways. And essentially, I love the fact that Nissy is very intimate with her words. She's very affectionate. I love hugs. I love hugging.
He loves cuddles.
Cuddles, like I love cuddles, innit? Like I love cuddles.
Big man like you, yeah, you're like, I love cuddles, innit? I love cuddles, I love it. Listen, it's Get Real 2019. Listen, get real.
I don't know what guy will say they don't like cuddles when I go home.
Yeah.
When they're all lying. When the missus, innit? Quick cuddle with the missus, you know what I mean? Yeah, but I do. Nissy knows that, and she responds to it. But it's no false pretense. She does it anyway, so it's great. And that's what I love about you. And I love how loving you are with everything that you do, loving. And I love that you respect yourself. So whenever I'm not there, I know you're not doing some dumbness or some madness, because wherever you go, you represent me, and wherever I go, I represent you. So it's very important that you carry yourself well, and that you love Jesus. Like, if that wasn't there, I think everything else, it's like if they weren't present, that you could figure out a way, maneuver. If that element wasn't there, you know, that relationship with Jesus, yeah, it's done. It's done. There's no conversation happening. Just forget it.
What do I love and appreciate about, you know, Ben? Again, that he has a relationship with God, that he has a heart for God, and really is like seeking out God, which is amazing, because then it encourages me in my walk and my faith. But also just the fact that like he's so kind, and not just to me, but to people as a whole. I think it's so important not just to be one way, like maybe within your family, and then you treat other people with like disrespect, or you just look down on people. Ben genuinely shows the same love that he will show his family, is the same love that he will show like just everyone, people on the street. Like literally, this is like something that I've noticed every time as well we walk past, let's say like a homeless person, Ben, you can see the pain in his heart. Like you always see, like you always stop, or you double take, or you look, or you're like, damn man, you say, like I can always see that there's like like you just have a heart for people basically, and I love that. I just love that you are kind, you're honest. Thank you, Jesus, for honest men. Okay, especially honest black men. We appreciate. Yeah, he has a guilty conscience, so he can't keep anything from me. He's honest. He's, you know, he's loving. He's kind, and that he's affectionate as well. Like he's not all of this like, you know, trying to be macho. Like nah, bruv. Like yeah.
I need a hug. Don't say I need a hug.
I need a hug. I'm like, oh. But I love it really. But yeah, that's what I love. How long have y'all been together? 2 years. When's our anniversary?
October.
The what?
9th.
Oh yeah. Why did you say it like you were scared to say it? Did you forget?
Because you think I didn't know.
No.
No, because you've been gunning for me since the previous video. I just smiled then.
Anyway, you got it right. Well done. Anyway, how many kids do y'all want to have?
Straight up, I want to have a double. So honestly, I want to have double digits. Yeah, double digits, because I feel like, well, number one, I love children.
Oh my days, yeah.
Guys,
if we could have kids like yesterday,
I love
we would have had them.
Children, yeah. I feel like there's great responsibility that comes with looking after children, and it needs to be handled, so handle it. I feel like, and one thing that I have to say why I love children even more is because I'm literally like my little brother's dad, and seeing him grow is phenomenal. When I look at him, I'm like, God, this is amazing. So this is how I feel about my little brother. Imagine if it was my own child.
Children. Yeah, I know he's gonna be such an amazing dad.
Wow.
Like
can't wait.
like a phenomenal dad. You know, can I say something? Okay, seeing as we're being real anyway, you know, there's sometimes like when that kind of intimidates me. the fact that, because you are like, I love kids as well. I always have the kids around me. Like even in church I do children's ministry, like kids always, like I just love children. But the way that he loves children, I actually think that you love kids more than me. So sometimes that not intimidates me, but kind of scares me. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just makes me feel like,
you'll be real for real.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be a bit scary because I'm like, what if? Because you know how it's always mum. But what if my kids are not like that with me, and they, not that they prefer dad, but they're more like just like, what if he loves our kids more than me? What if like,
I hear that, fair point.
You know, sometimes I
feel like if we continue how we've started in terms of being how real we are with each other, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Cool. Anyway, to answer the question, he's saying double digits. I don't know how double digits. He's saying double digits, but I don't know how many of his big-headed kids are coming out of my vagina. I just want 5, simply because I don't just want to have. Obviously, I know that we're going to be very wealthy. We're going to be blessed.
God's good measure.
Yeah, do you know what? God knows what's best for us, but if I could prefer a number, it would be 5. I really want 5 children. I feel like 5 is a good number. It's an abundance of children. You have loads of people in the house. I love like the fact that there's loads of people running around. There's kids, there's hectic, there's things going on. But I also want to make sure that each and every one of my child feels valued, feels loved. Because when you start having bare kids, one, like you always hear these stories about kids from massive families, and some of them feel like they never had a good, like they never had that love. They always felt like they were always having to fight for love. And I just want every single one of my children to really know that we love you so much. We'll do anything for you. You want something, we can give it to you. Not, oh, we've got 10 kids and we're struggling to put food on the table and we're struggling to.
But let me just home in on one point, because a lot of people say, oh my gosh, the cost. If I'm saying that I would love for God to give me 10 children, I say that knowing that I would have to work extremely hard to be able to provide.
We're going to be wealthy anyway. Don't even get it twisted. We're both working on a master plan.
I'm well aware of the cost
of children. Yeah.
Well cost.
It's well aware. English. It's gone out the window. Anyway, what's the best advice you would give to each other?
Simple. Matthew 6:33.
What does it say?
Seek ye first.
Oh, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
I might have quoted you wrong.
No,
it's Matthew 6:33.
Should I check? Let me just check.
Yeah, listen guys, I know it's so easy. Oh yeah, just quote scriptures. No, guys. Listen, seek God first. And honestly, if there's anything in your heart's desire, and if it matches up with his desire, he will give it unto you.
If you're right.
You can either choose to believe it or not. I do. So I will continue seeking him, and I'll continue being blessed like I was blessed with you.
Come on. I'm so done. But yeah, you were right though. Matthew 6 verse 33. Yeah, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
We've established that I know.
Good. Anyway, what advice would I give to you? I think it would be the same thing. Continue to make God the center of it all. You know the song, the center of it all. That's right. Jesus is
one of our flaws.
Someone said, please give your girl a shout out. Yeah, she's asked a lot of questions. So shout out to TD.
I see you said shout out to.
Can you stop?
Shout out to TDK_18.
Shout out to you, girl. TDK_18. Oh, this one's from Haley.
What did she say?
She said, what was the most important thing you learned in your singlehood that's helped you now in your relationship?
Do you know what I would say? I wouldn't say that my biggest lesson has come from me being single. I'd say that my biggest lesson has come from what I've taken from what I've seen in other relationships and what I've experienced in my own relationships. And that has enabled me to appreciate Nissy so much, and that enabled me to know straight away that I can't take her, I shouldn't take her for granted. Now what I mean, and that doesn't mean now that, okay, you have to be in a relationship first before you can blah 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 blah, but that's just my experience of it. When I was single, actually no. So just being the type of person I am, growing up, I've always been very attentive. So I took a lot from what went wrong with my parents' relationship, my other friends, and whoever I saw, what other relationships that I saw that went wrong. And I kind of married that up with what was happening in the Bible or said in the Bible, and yeah, blah, 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 blah.
The most important thing that I learned in my singlehood was to make sure that I focused on me first. And that was so important. And I know you probably heard it multiple times, but guys, when I say to you, it is so important, it is very important. Because, you know, as I explained in the How We Met video, before we got together, I had gotten to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm so sick and tired of putting my faith and my hope in these guys, in these men. I have to stay focused on God, stay focused on Jesus, and take some time for me. And when I went out to Greece, I did so much healing just from past hurt, from past pain, from past things that I'd been through that I didn't even realize that I needed. But I was out there by myself, and I took some time to really get to know who I was first, so that when you're then in a relationship, you don't get drowned by the other person. You still remember who you are as individuals before the relationship, because it's so easy to get into a relationship and to lose yourself. So yeah, really one thing that I learned was the importance of really getting to know who I was and what I expected also, not just of myself, but of the person that was going to come into my life. Have you guys maintained the celibacy?
I'm not a celibate. I'm not celibate. I'm not a celibate. I'm not celibate. Leave it there.
Do you want to explain why?
No.
Oh, you don't? That's it, you're just going to leave it at that?
Leave it at that.
Bruh, okay. Well, I am. Now people are going to be confused. People are going to be mad confused.
Okay, we'll give them another video another time.
Yeah, that's a whole other video. We might, do you know what we should do? We should actually just do a whole love, sex and relationships video. We might as well just do a whole full-blown video on that. What are both your career goals?
I don't have one thing in terms of career, but my goal, let me read the question. Okay, my goal is there's one word that comes to mind when I think of my goal: legacy.
Yeah, I love that.
Legacy.
And what's your quote, baby?
Legacy. And the quote that I live by is, if you have died and you haven't left a legacy, have you really lived?
I love that quote. I would say my career goals vary as well. There's like loads of different things I know God has called me to do. But essentially, my one was always empire, so kind of the same thing. But leaving behind something for generations to come. Generational wealth. Making sure that my children's children are still chopping from the work that I did. Just generational wealth, not even YouTube, because who knows, in the next 10 years YouTube might have died and there might be something else. But just generational wealth, and one of the ultimate goals that some of the ultimate goals that I've always had have been to have my own talk show that goes across the world and whatever, and to travel the world speaking like Oprah. But hey, if God can make Oprah, he can do exceedingly and abundantly more than we ask and think. Okay, that's also a scripture. And so I could be Oprah, but more I can't remember. But I'm genuinely really bad at remembering when they are. No, don't help me now. You just drew me out. You drew me out, fam. You drew me out. So it's cool. Babe, let me finish. And then also to travel the world and to speak and to really use what God has put inside of me to help people to just see how amazing and how powerful they are, and to break them out of bondage and to break them free so that they can be great. That's I literally see mad amount of stuff, but my focus is Jesus. Okay, he knows what he's got in plan for me. Was Ben initially intimidated by the fact that you are a Cambridge graduate and known on social media? So that was everything for you?
No.
Not at all?
I'll tell you why, because I feel like because I knew about Nissy beforehand, I knew what kind of person she was. I knew how humble she was, and I knew how she moved. So a lot of people let this whole influencer title get to their head. So you meet them and they feel like they breathe flavored air, they just, oh my gosh, I don't do all that false pretense and blah blah blah. I don't associate myself with people like that. So I wasn't intimidated. I was what they say in French, I was fier. I was proud. I was proud to say that, yeah. And I say it to this day, I say, yeah, my girlfriend studied at Cambridge, the best university in the world. Remember there. But yeah, no, I wasn't intimidated at all. I was and I still am a very confident person in myself. And one thing that I made clear that I said to people, and I still say it now, I always say to especially girls who will ask for advice on uni, I remember I've said it to you a few times in terms of it's not about where you study, because there's plenty of people who went to Cambridge, they've studied there, and they may not have reached the heights of people who have gone to other universities
or dropped out of
not gone to uni at all. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it wasn't. Well,
oh, thanks, babe. Do you guys plan to move in together soon?
No, only when we marry.
When we get married, yeah.
Only.
Would you move out of London?
Yes.
We've been, everywhere we've looked at is not in London. Personally, I've been in London my whole life, and I would be happy to be somewhere that's a little bit outside so I can have the peace, because London is a lot, but also be close enough to be able to come and see my family and stuff, but for work purposes as well. How have you guys helped each other get closer to God? Very good question. That's a good question.
One, by working on ourselves, because if you're working on yourself, it makes the other person question, what am I doing? And that has made us unintentionally get closer to God without having to intentionally say or specifically say we need to get closer to God. But it's led to conversations that it sparks conversations that, okay, we need to pray together even more, or we need to pray together more like we used to, or we need to read the scripture more, or whatever it is. But yeah, that's what I would say, nice and simple.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything really more to add. I think we just remember, again, just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean...
I love the next question.
I'm so done. Just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that you don't have your own individual relationships with God, and that's so important. I have my personal relationship with God. He has his personal relationship with God. And yeah, like you said, unintentionally encourage each other, because then when you're hearing other person's like, yeah, I was reading scriptures and I was doing this,
you're like a prophetic word.
Yeah. Listen, God has really done a lot recently in my life with the prophetic, and yeah, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll explain probably in another video. Is Ben Congolese tea and what's your favorite food to get what you do below?
Déjà, ezanga makila. Okay. Nasala black na Congo, na Omo na Congo.
I'm so done.
Okay. 243.
243 gang. But yes, Ben is very much Congolese. He's more Congolese than me. Let's just say that. And you guys know I'm Congolese.
And listen, listen, what we know for?
What do you mean?
What are the few things
like dressing, music, dance. He can dance better than me. It's me.
I'm saying
me. Me, like dancing is not one of the things.
Souple.
This guy, his waist moves like butter. And then these times I'm there like, he can dance better than me. It's quite embarrassing, but hey, such is life. You can't have it all.
What's our favorite food to eat together? Congolese food.
Do we really have a like? I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you mad? Yeah. So fumbwa.
Yeah. Kwanga.
And
anything chicken, daba. Anything.
It's simple. That's our dish that we eat. Or whenever I've said my favorite dish, that's what you've said as well. Which people call wild spinach.
With peanut butter. It's like a peanut butter stew.
Yeah, it's my lord.
That legit is
Kwanga, cassava, and daba.
Leaves. It's the leaves.
No, it's not cassava leaf, it's kwanga.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Awkward. Leave me alone. Shh. Anyway, favorite place. Favorite place to hang out with each other. There's actually a lot more questions than like.
No, it's not. It's done.
No, babe, it's not. We are here.
Okay, we'll call it. We'll move quick.
Okay, favorite place to hang out with each other.
Cinema.
Yes, yeah, we love going to the cinema so much. Cinema. Did you ever see yourself with a Congolese girl?
Yeah, I've only dated Congolese girls.
Wow.
I've only officially, yeah.
We're just no.
But I was like in a 3-day relationship in university.
With a Nigerian?
Yeah, Nigerian in uni in 6th form.
Wow, 3-day relationship. What nonsense.
Shout out to you know who you are.
Let me just tell you now. I was so anti-Congolese men.
Well, to simply put it, there's a video on your page.
Yeah, where I said that I wouldn't be with Congolese men. Just watch that. But God was like, haha, you're funny. Ben's favorite thing about you and what part of her inspires you? Big up Pompeii.
Who's that?
Portsmouth. Dummy? Someone, dummy_ID.
Yeah, I kind of answered that before, but What part of her inspires you? Inspires you? I'd say, you know what? What inspires me a lot about Nissy is that she's a visionary. She envisions something and she works her way towards it. It's very inspiring. Very inspiring.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, you learned a lot from me.
Oh, what? When did you meet?
Yeah,
go and watch our How We Met video, please. What's your 5-year plan together? Very good question.
We have or we haven't. We haven't said 5 years.
Yeah, true. But we've planned ahead. Like, we know we want, you know, we're working on certain goals. We want to, you know.
You want to work? Go on. I heard. So, marriage, property purchase,
like where we're going to live, kids.
Yeah, that's all 5 years.
And that is.
Working towards being financially independent.
100%, Lord Jesus.
Yeah, I heard Nissy go, marriage, go on.
Yeah, whatever. How did you know each other was the one?
Because the circumstances of how we came to get back to sort of speaking again, and the time frame. So if you watch the previous video, you will know the circumstances surrounding that. And yeah, I don't believe in luck and I don't believe in coincidence. It was God's perfect timing.
I just knew I had peace. That's actually the only thing I would say. Other relationships, I was very up and down, like, I want him, peace. So I knew that, yeah, okay, God, you're giving me the okay for this one. How do you go on holidays with Ben if you're celibate? Sorry, may have spelt it wrong.
No, I'm not celibate.
So you're just gonna leave confusion in there?
Yeah, I'm not celibate.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, I am celibate, and one thing that I will say is that we decided not to go on holidays anymore, number one. Just because we felt like it just wasn't conducive to our growth. It didn't make sense.
Conducive?
Yeah.
I wasn't celibate. We'll leave it there. Next.
Oh my days.
He
said we're gonna leave it there, so we're gonna leave it there.
What does
he do for a living?
What I do for a living? I am a finance and insurance advisor.
Yeah.
And I'm also a big and tall model, or plus size model, people might call it. At the moment, I'm more on the plus size. But that's meant to be funny. But yeah, I need to get myself down to the gym. But yeah, do I still live at home? Yeah, do I still live at home? That's the next question. Yeah, I still live at home.
You say you guys are celibate, but you're not in a rush to get married?
I'm not
so
celibate.
like, how is that possible? I am, and I'm not in a rush to get married because we don't just want to rush to get married just to have sex, or we don't want to just rush to get married and then for us to rush out of it. No, marriage is a serious thing. When we get married, that's it. It's for a lifetime.
It's not a 100-meter sprint.
And I'm not saying that we're gonna break up or anything like that, God forbid, but we know to be wise in that we're not just gonna be people that tomorrow we get married just because that's what we're meant to do or whatever. We're working in our own time. This is our relationship, not anybody else's. Working in our own time, making sure certain things are in place first so that we can go in secure. Not necessarily, obviously everything has to be perfect, but yeah, we just have a certain way that we wanna do things and just let us do things in our way.
Not even our way, it's God's time.
God's way even, not even our way, God's way. Like, and every relationship is different. So yeah, guys, we're gonna stop at that. Sorry,
see how scary that is? You see what I deal with? So look at me like that again.
What did you just call me? Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sending in all of your questions.
Game set match.
I'm so sorry that we couldn't answer all of your questions, but when I say to you, we've been filming for a while, and you guys are only obviously going to see the shortened version, but yeah, so sorry we couldn't get to all of your questions. We promise we'll do another Q&A, you know, we'll do more.
Put this out on a quick Q&A to give them a flavour, then we'll do more.
Then we'll do, oh, excuse me.
You better cut that out, you nasty.
I'm going to keep that in because it's the real me, okay? Stop. Anyway, guys,
it wasn't me.
Stop.
Stop.
Thank you guys so much for watching. We love, hope, and appreciate you so much. I'm having to do this because it's being silly.
Unity.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for your questions.
I've got one thing to say.
What would you have to say?
Game, set,
match!
I'm gonna keep saying that. Okay,
so silly.
We started it.
Yeah, we started it. We might as well. Anyway, but yeah, have an amazing rest of the day. Have an amazing rest of your week. And we will see you in our next video. Or when he next time comes onto my channel.
Babe, give them the subliminals.
The what?
As we're talking.
What?
The subliminals, we're talking.
But we did that already.
I know we
just
did.
did that. So then why did you have to say give them the subliminals?
Just to be extra for no reason. Don't question me on my page.
Guys, I'm gonna go. We've been filming for too long. That's why he's getting like this. Anyway, guys, we've got to go because he's getting very, I don't know, whatever. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Make sure you click on that bell button so you're notified every time, every time we, I post a video. But Ben will be back again. I'm very, very sure. I love and appreciate you guys so very much. The family is growing. Let's continue to grow. Let's expand. Let's do this thing. I love you guys so much, okay? And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Stay beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Do you know what? You're irritating me now.